أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم الدين أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا واجتنابه. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. Welcome to our Friday night halaqa. Every Friday night we've been doing throughout this pandemic. And inshallah, tonight we have a very special program. As you know, Ramadan is coming up very close, just a few more days, inshallah, and we will be in the blessed holy month of Ramadan. And for that, we have invited a very special guest speaker, one of my best friends, and from our Islamic university, our senior and elder, inshallah. He graciously accepted our invitation and took time out of his busy schedule tonight on this Friday night. And inshallah, I want to introduce our guest today, Imam Saeed Qureshi from Teaneck, Darul. He has been there at that masjid in Teaneck for the last almost 20 years now, alhamdulillah. And he's a graduate of International Islamic University, Islamabad. And his takhasus or specialty is fiqh. So that's why a lot of you were asking me about fiqh questions. So we said, let's have one session where we can all get all the fiqh questions incorporated, inshallah. So, welcome, Imam Saeed Qureshi. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So, it's an honor and privilege to have you, Imam Saeed. Alhamdulillah, people know you. You have given khutbah at our masjid many times in the past. And so, the format of the program today, Imam Saeed, is that inshallah we'll have a casual dialogue question and style so that people can be aware of the different issues that come in Ramadan, some basic issues, basic common questions people get. I want to tell the audience, if you have any question, please type it right now. You can type it in your comments section in YouTube and also on our Facebook page on YouTube. On the Facebook comment page, you can type in your question. Any question about Ramadan, about fasting, Siyam, Taraweeh, or any issue, whether your fasting breaks or things like that. So you can ask, inshallah. Today it's an open forum, inshallah. And I will start off today, first of all, inshallah, to get us all started while the audience are thinking about their questions. So, Imam Saeed Qureshi, one of the common questions that we Muslims have when Ramadan comes is what are the things that break our fast, especially when it comes to vomiting. A lot of times people think vomiting breaks my fast, so I should continue. What do we have to say about that?
Yeah. Yes, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It's my pleasure to have this session. Before I start, Imam Jawad, I would like to ask you that can I look into the book?
Yeah, yes.
No, you're not going to fail me for looking into the book?
No. It's all pass.
When I was in university and they gave us the books,
Right.
and we had exams, so we never had that experience. So we were very happy that we will have books, and then in exam we will be allowed to look into the books. But when
Yes.
exam came, and it was more difficult than having without book. Anyway,
Today's open book, and I can see a lot of books behind you over there, so you can
yeah.
take out all your books.
Yes, I have special books in front of me, you see, that you cannot see them.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes, that vomiting, it has many different scenarios. One is that if that vomiting is involuntary, then even if it is a mouthful, then it does not break the fast. Some scholars they say that if someone swallows a bit of that, then in that case that fasting may be broken. But the majority of the scholars they say that if vomiting is mouthful and it is not voluntary, it is involuntary, and even a little bit of that someone swallows, and that is not, and that is involuntary, then a break does not fast. And the
Okay.
other is, yeah, yeah.
Now you said it's a mouthful. Sometimes, people, they eat something, and after suhoor, and they sleep after suhoor, sehri, and then they have some kind of regurgitation, meaning little bit comes up to the throat, and then they swallow it, like you just said. So that should not be a problem, right?
No, but that will not be vomiting. That vomiting is then a lot of acid and a lot of food
Right.
that comes to our mouth. But it does, if it stays in the throat, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't come out in the mouth, then it means that it stays still in, it is still in the stomach.
Okay.
It does not come to the mouth.
Now, when you said Imam Sahib, when you said mouthful, what does mouthful mean? Like, is it like your mouth is full, or like sometimes you can't even tell it's mouthful because it comes out so fast. So, is it like almost your hand fills up like that, or a
Oh,
small cup or something?
yeah,
Like
mouthful
miqdar,
is,
if you can
yeah,
give us idea about the miqdar of.
yes. Mouthful is that when vomit comes,
Hmm.
then you cannot hold it anymore because the mouth is full. And because there is no space, there is no capacity to hold anymore. So automatically that we vomit and it goes out.
Right.
So it is not cup or it is not hands are full, but it is maybe someone has a small mouth or maybe someone has a big, a large mouth.
Right.
It is that when vomit comes and it fills the mouth and we are
Right.
not able to hold it anymore.
Okay.
That is mouthful.
Right.
But if
So
there
they
is
don't.
still some, yeah, yeah.
So what should they do? They should continue with the fasting, right?
Yes, they can continue with the fasting, yes.
Now, let's say if they didn't know and they broke their fast and started eating,
Yeah.
do they have to give kafara then?
Now, before we go into that part, kafara and fidya and qada, I would like to explain that these are three different penalties. There
Right.
are three different compensations. One is qada, the second one is the fidya, and the third one is kafara. So all of them, they are different. Qada is that when someone breaks his fast for any genuine reason, for any Shari reason, then he has to fast any other time other than Ramadan al-Mubarak. So if someone is going to fast, that is qada. That fasting for fasting, that is qada. Fidya is when someone is not able to fast or breaks fast, then there is no hope that he or she will be able to fast in the future. For
Okay.
example, if there is someone is diabetic, is on insulin,
Right.
and there is no hope that he or she will ever be without insulin,
Right.
or if there is any other disease that there is no chance that that person will be cured, or there is someone that who is very very old, that he will not be able to fast anymore.
Right.
For those people, if there is any shari reason and that person is not able to fast, then it is fidya. That means that someone is can pay,
Mm.
and that is now that Fifth Council of America, they have announced it will be $10 for one fasting. Fidya for one fasting is $10.
So $300 for the month.
If someone is not able to fast the whole month, and there is no chance that that person will be able to fast in the future, then yes, there will be $300. But kafara is different. Kafara is that someone deliberately breaks the fast, and he was able to keep the fast, but he broke his fast deliberately, and there was no shari reason for that. In that case, kafara is that that person has to fast for 60 consecutive days. If
Mm.
someone is not able to keep 60 consecutive days, That means that he have to start all over again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
so you mean if they fast 40 days and then they can't do it 41 days, then they have to start from back zero again?
yeah, yes, this is right. That
Okay.
that person has to start again from one.
So that
Now
40 days is all gone, waste.
all gone. Yeah. So that is how serious it is
Yeah.
that someone deliberately breaks fasting during the month of Ramadan al-Mubarak. It is such a blessed month and the days that if someone breaks his fast without any reason, the penalty is very high. That is uh, for if someone is able to fast. If someone is not able to fast, then kafara for one fasting is $600. So, for example, if someone did not fast for the whole month of Ramadan, so you can multiply 600 into 30.
30 days. Now, where did you get this number 600, Saeed bhai?
Yeah, kafara for 60 days.
Oh, 60 days. Okay.
Yeah, for 60 days.
Based on the Fiqh Council America, the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is their calculation.
Okay. Okay.
But there is another opinion. That opinion is that it should be, it is for one day, 1 3/4 of a kilo of wheat, whatever the price is. It is
Okay.
for one. It is for one day. So whatever the price is, that
Okay.
we will multiply it with 60. Then there is going to be kafara for only one day.
One day. Okay.
That kafara for one day. That is what kafara is. That if someone deliberately breaks his fast or her fast, but it is the one. Number one is qada. Number two is fidya. Number three is kafara. So we need to understand that there are three different things. Qada is that when someone is able to, for example, that if someone is traveling, or some sisters they are that in their periods that they are not able to fast, so
Right.
they will be fasting one fasting for one fasting. So that is qada.
Right.
And for qada, it is not that we have to fast soon after Ramadan al-Mubarak. We
Right.
have the whole month. So if someone fasts now, almost they are this is summer, that
Right.
long days. But if
Right.
someone fasts during winter,
Mhm.
then yes, that someone is able to do that, then he will be rewarded with the grace of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala with the same amount.
Right. Okay. Alhamdulillah. But they have to finish that qada before the next Ramadan?
Yes, before next Ramadan. We should
Okay.
do it as soon as we can. It is
Right.
better to do as soon as we can. But it is that next Ramadan al-Mubarak that we have to finish this.
Now, what happens, Saeed bhai, if they die before next Ramadan and they didn't finish
Now,
their qada?
that the scholars they say that it is better that we let our kids know, our inheritors, that
Right.
those who are inheriting us. So we let them know, and we advise them that this is either it is qada or it is fidya or it is a kafara that you should pay on my behalf. So if someone does this, then it will become the obligation upon the family or inheritors that whatever they inherit, they should pay on behalf of that person.
From that money that they inherit.
Yes, right. But
So it's like a dain. It's like a dain.
yes, yeah. But for kids, for the family, that if they know themselves, so it is better for them that on behalf of their loved ones, so they pay fidya or they pay a kafara for them.
What if the children, the kids, the son or daughter say, "I will fast for my father or mother, whatever they
Yes,
may."
yeah, either it can be qada, either it can be, I mean, if they are not able to fast, they can pay fidya, or if it is the case of kafara, they may pay kafara. But if they are able to fast, then that will be the best.
Okay. So we have this sister here, Sister Fatia, asking this question. Assalamu alaikum. What can someone do if they are too sick to fast for Ramadan?
Now, there are two scenarios. One is that they hope that in future they will recover, they will be cured, and they will be able to fast. So in her case, that if this the sickness is temporary, then she shouldn't pay fidya, but she wait until she is cured, and then she should fast as qada.
Okay. Okay. But if they cannot do the qada, then they should pay the fidya. So it really depends on them.
If she is able to, in the future, she is able to fast, then it is better to do qada. Fidya
Okay.
is when someone is not able
Able.
to fast.
So in darajat, we will say that qada is always better
Yes,
than
that's right.
fidya. Okay.
Yes, qada is yes.
Okay. Okay. So I hope Sister Fatia, you got that answer. Please, brothers and sisters, you have any question, please post it over here in your comments. Today we're taking, walaikum assalam, sister. We're taking questions from anybody, from any question, any topic of the Ramadan fasting. Anything in your mind that you have, you can post it on the comment box in YouTube channel, also on our Facebook channel. Today is open question day. Alhamdulillah, we have Imam Saeed Qureshi from Darul, Islah, Teaneck. And today is an open book exam. You have, he has all his books open. So inshallah, you all can ask any question, as many questions regarding fasting that comes to your mind, and inshallah, he will try his best to answer your question. So while people are still posting their question, there is one very hot question these days, and because of the pandemic, there is vaccination going on, and people are getting appointments. First dose, second dose, and then there's 2-3 week difference between first dose and second dose. So therefore, one of the most burning question people have is that can we take the vaccination while we are fasting, or do we have to do it after iftar? What can we do? So this is what people are asking right now.
Yes, I think that you set up all this program to ask this question because your second dose is going to be during Ramadan, so you needed to have a fatwa. Yes, of course, that is a really very important question, as that vaccination is going to be open. Maybe some people, they are going to have their second dose during the month of Ramadan al-Mubarak, or maybe some people, they will have both of them during Ramadan al-Mubarak, or first dose during Ramadan. So the scholars, now before I answer this, there is a one basic principle. If anything does not go to the stomach, does not go in the stomach, and it goes in the blood or in our nerves or in our flesh, so that does not break the fast. So that is a basic principle. So whatever situation you have, so you think whether anything that someone is doing, whether it goes to the stomach or it doesn't go to the stomach. If it does not go to the stomach, that does not break the fast. Because breaking the fast, it all depends upon if anything goes to the stomach. So this vaccination, it is not, it does not go to the stomach, so it means that it does not break fast. So that's why dialysis and any kind of shots or anything that doesn't go to the stomach, it does not break the fast.
Jazakallah khairan, very much jazakallah for that. Now, in the similar question to that is that people have to get sometimes injection for some medicine, and while they're fasting. So would that be okay or not?
Yes, medicine, injection, if it is insulin or it is anything, then that does not break the fast.
So diabetic people can fast, right?
Diabetic people that if, now there are some people that a doctor, they advise them don't fast because they must have some intake of sugar. So if that is the case, then they shouldn't fast. So it all depends that what the doctor advised them. If doctor advised them
Okay.
not to fast, If doctor advised them that you can fast, then they should fast. If doctor tells them that do not fast, so they
Right.
shouldn't fast.
So it varies from case to case basis
Yeah, that's
depending on
right.
their,
Yes. Yeah,
and they should follow the doctor advice.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. And similar to that is the question that people ask about our sisters, our mothers who are expecting a baby, and and Ramadan comes during their pregnancy. Should they fast, or should they not, because the baby will be affected or not? So what can we do about that?
Yeah. Now, some sisters, they are very, very strong. They don't feel any weakness. So if a sister is very, very strong and she feels that even if she fasts, it will not make her weak, or she will be able to provide or supply the food to the baby. But yes, that they can fast. But generally nowadays, that it is very difficult for pregnant sisters that they are able to fast. So for them, it is allowed for them to break their fast and do qada later whenever they are able to. And it is the same thing that during the time that they are feeding babies, even during those days, if they are not able to fast, then they are allowed to break their fast. They do maybe after 1 year or maybe after 2 years or whatever time it is. So after that time, they should do their qada fasting.
Okay. So, brothers and sisters, we have Imam Saeed Qureshi from Darul. We are asking questions and having answers. We're having a dialogue. It's not a lecture format tonight. So, please put your questions in the comment box. You can just type in the question in the comment box and then press enter. I will get to see the question, and then we can post the question here on the screen. And Imam Saeed will, inshallah, gladly answer that. So, continuing in that, Saeed, by another people common question that in Ramadan they ask that if they have a cut and blood comes out, or if they have to do a blood test and the blood has to come out of their body, or if they're donating blood, is that okay? Does that break the fast? Like donating blood or a blood test or a small cut from a knife or scissor and the blood comes out of the body, they people think that their fast breaks.
Um, Donating blood, or if there is a cut and there is a blood that comes out, that does not break the fast. So the person that who donated the blood, or the person that who lost blood, they are okay. They can continue their fasting. But sometimes what happens that because of donating blood or because of any cut, if there is a large amount of blood that is lost, so then that person is not able to continue fasting. So if that is very important, and this is in emergency that someone has to donate the blood. If it is an emergency, then yes, that they should donate. But if there is not an emergency, and they will not be able to, they will be very weak. They will feel weakness, because after the blood donation, people, they are very, very thirsty, because their body needs water,
Right.
because a large amount of water in the form of blood, it was taken. So they are really, really very, very thirsty. So if they think that they will be able to continue their fast, uh, what I mean is that donating blood itself does not break the fast.
Right.
But we need to be wise.
Wise. Right.
If that donating blood, if it brings weakness and they are not able to continue, so it is better to avoid that.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah. Similar to that question, Saeed Bhai, nowadays hijama is very common and people do hijama here in America, New Jersey. A lot of brothers, they go for hijama, and in hijama, you have to do the cut on the body and blood comes out. So, can they do hijama while they're fasting, or no, that's not allowed?
Yeah. Now, before I answer this question, I would encourage brothers and sisters that please have hijama. This is one of the forgotten sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Allah Sallam.
And during these days that we really need, because our food is very toxic, and that our lifestyle that we live, that we are not walking, and there is no sweating, and there are so many other our healthy uh, during our healthy lifestyle, there are so many ways that the toxins they come out of our body through different ways. But nowadays that we are not able to have that kind of lifestyle, and our food is not that healthy. Mostly that we are eating inorganic food, and it is processed food and all that kind of thing. So there is a lot of toxicity in our blood. So it becomes more important for us that we practice this very important and very beneficial sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is
Allah
hijama.
Sallam.
After saying this, that it is not recommended that someone does hijama during the month of Ramadan al-Mubarak for the same reason that they will feel weakness. That I maybe every second month, or if I can, I mean every month that I have hijama. And
Oh, you do? Here in
yes,
New
yes, I
Jersey?
do. Yes, regularly.
Okay.
Now the doctor they say that you should eat and drink before hijama, because when we drink, that our blood is thin,
Hmm.
and when we have hijama, then during that hijama, that it is easier for toxins to come out through blood. So it is not recommended to do hijama during fasting during the month of Ramadan al-Mubarak. But if someone has it, it does not break the fast.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. By the way, just let you know, I also do hijama, mashallah.
MashaAllah,
Uh,
very
I,
good.
I started from 2011 when I was in Pakistan, after we left here, went there. So since then, I've been doing, alhamdulillah, there's a lot of benefit. And even
Yes,
now, here in New Jersey, there's this brother Sadiq in Paramus area, and he does it. So, mashallah, it's very beneficial. I would encourage all the Muslims to really do at least once a month hijama. And like you said, it's right that a person needs to drink a lot of water. So that is why it's not recommended. But yes, if somebody they're strong, their body's strong and can bear it, um, then of course they can do that. I remember when I was in Pakistan in 2015, Ramadan, I did hijama in Ramadan, and I did feel thirsty, but alhamdulillah, I was able to complete my fast and not break it. But after that experience, I said, it's not feasible to do in Ramadan.
that's
So
right.
alhamdulillah, but it
That's
is a good, it's a good, mashallah, sunnah of Rasul Sallam, and also it is good for our bodies. We should encourage, as Imam, I always tell Muslims everywhere that you should try hijama at least once in your life. It takes out a lot of toxins from the blood, and it's good for spiritual health also.
yes.
I don't know if you felt or not, but I feel spiritually more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every time I do hijama. And if I don't do hijama for a lot of months missing, then you feel something missing.
That's right. That's right.
So continuing at that, brothers and sisters, please, if you're joining in, please post your question. Any question that is in your mind about Ramadan, about fasting, Siyam, about any other issue of Ramadan, please post in the comment section and we will put it up over here on the screen. And inshallah, our dear Imam Saeed Qureshi will answer your question. So we are waiting for your questions, inshallah. On your behalf, I'm asking all the questions. So, let us, inshallah, have your questions also answered, or you feel like that I'm also always just asking your questions. So please do post in, inshallah, brothers and sisters, whether you are on Facebook or on YouTube, on the comment box, just type in your question, hit enter, and then automatically it will come up over here. Okay, I see Sister Fatir writing a question. Ma ma'na al-hijama? Very good question. What does hijama mean? So, Said bhai.
Yes, yeah. Hijama is an Arabic word, and in English we say cupping. Cupping is of two kinds. One is it is called dry cupping, and the other one is you may say that wet or blood cupping. What they do is that there are small cups. They put it at the back. There are special points that where they put these cups and then take the air out. In olden days, that they had different techniques so that when the pressure inside that cup, that there is no air, then that the blood in that area it gathers. I mean, on the skin level. So blood is there, and if there are no cuts, then that is called dry cupping, and even dry cupping for that, because those what do you call that, these muscles, because there is a lot of pressure on them, and if that pressure stays there for some time, and when the pressure is released, so we feel very relaxed, and blood circulation in that area is very fluent. So that is dry cupping. That this other cupping that we are talking about, that is that when blood is taken through that cupping, what they do is that first time they put the cups, they take out the air with a tool, and it stays there for a few minutes, because the blood it gathers there on that about a 2-inch radius. Then when that blood is there, it is collected there. Then they take out the cup, and then they, with the needles, and some people they do it with small knives. So they have very small, very small, very fine cuts in the, I mean, in the skin. And when they put the cups again and take that air out, then that blood it comes out, and the amount of blood that comes out, it is very small, very small amount, and that is hijama.
Right. And like you said earlier, this was the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad
That's
sallallahu
right.
alaihi
Yeah,
wasallam
yeah,
in Medina. So this is like an ibadah also. We get worship, right?
that's right. Yes.
The ajr is also there, alhamdulillah.
Great,
So,
great reward for that.
alhamdulillah. So those of you who joined late, please post your question on the comment box in YouTube and Facebook, and inshallah we'll post up your question over here. So Imam Saeed Qureshi, the Imam of Darul Teaneck, will answer the question, inshallah. Okay, we have one question, Saeed by here. Assalamu alaikum. Do parents pay zakat on wealth they have saved for children, like in separate savings account or gold that is not being used at all by parents? Let me see. Do parents pay zakat on wealth they have saved for children? Okay, I get it. He's basically,
Yes,
they're
yes.
asking that they have money saved for like children's marriage or college education or something, or even the gold that they have saved for their marriage or college education, and it's not being used. So do the parents have to pay zakat on that?
Now, there are two things that we need to understand. One is that if children they are minor, they do not have any ownership of anything. That wealth belongs to the parents. So whatever money is in their name, really speaking, this belongs to the parents. And if parents they have transferred the ownership, that money belongs to those kids. So as guardians, as parents, so on their behalf that they have to pay zakat. So in both of these cases, if ownership has been transferred or if ownership has not been transferred, in both cases, but if ownership has been transferred, that parents that they have transferred the money, and if that money is that completes the nisab, then yes, that they have to pay zakat. And if there is no nisab, it is less than nisab, then they don't need to pay.
Can
So
you
it
also
all
please
depends.
can you also please tell us what is the nisab in America right now, the dollars?
Yeah. Nowadays, that nisab in America, it is about I think about around about $2,000.
Right. So
About $2,000. If it stays in that account for the whole year, so that is one of the requirements, that is
yeah,
staying in that saving for the whole year.
right.
If it is less than 1 year, then there is no zakat.
Right, right. Walaikum assalam, brother. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Please post your questions on the comment box. Inshallah, we'll be wrapping up in just a few minutes and then make dua because we have to go for Isha prayer. So one of the common questions Said by people ask is that sometimes, when in Ramadan, sometimes they forget and by mistake they drink something or they eat something and then they realize, oh, it's Ramadan, I'm fasting. Does that break their fast?
If someone there is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that someone eats, drinks, even if that he eats more than what he should or she should eat, the fill the stomach, that
Right,
does not break the fast, as long as it is forgotten or it
right.
is by mistake.
But what if they did it intentionally and then afterwards they say, oh, I just forgot? So now that's between them and Allah, right? Only Allah knows.
Yes, that's right. That's mostly kids, they do that.
Right.
Once
Inshallah,
they know, yes, yeah.
alhamdulillah. So these are all easy questions, Said by so far. It was like easy now, like elementary level for you. Now you're ready for a tough question?
I think I have to take the book out now.
Yeah, I can see some very heavy books back there. So one of the very hot question these days in Ramadan is about the 15 degrees and 80 degrees angle for Fajr, because the Fajr time changes if you change the angle degree from North America for the time of Fajr. So obviously, those who follow a different angle, their Fajr will, let's say, for example, it ends 3:40. Those who follow the other angle, their Fajr will end start with around 3:50. So there's usually 10 or 15-minute difference marks. So some people finish Sahur early, some people finish Sahur later. And this group saying that, oh, your fasting is wrong. The other group says, no, I can fast. So can you shed some light for our audience about this issue? If whoever follows whichever angle of degrees, what is there for them in Suhoor? Is that okay?
Now, one thing I would like to say, that whenever there is difference of opinion among scholars, so whomsoever you follow, you are good. That keep this thing in mind and always stick with this principle. So if someone follows Imam Abu Hanifa and someone who is following Imam Shafi rahimahullah, the anyone that who is following any of the Imams, because all these Imams, their masail, they are on the basis of Quran and Sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if you follow any of them, you are right. Now, other thing is that I would um, ask, request all the brothers and sisters that please never judge any other opinion of the scholars, that you are right, that I am right and you are wrong.
Right.
That we should never judge others that saying that you are wrong and I am right. This judgment is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I started my studies in Sharia, I was, very staunch follower of one of the denominations. So when I went to the university, so on each and every issue, there were 10, 15, 20 opinions of different scholars. And every scholar had a proof from Quran and proof from Hadith and proof from Sahaba, and there was a pile of proofs that everyone has. So then I realized at that time that people that who fight on the basis of these fiqh issues, that one scholar says this and the other scholar says that, there are some major fiqh denominations, without any doubt, that we should not say about anyone that he is wrong and we are right. So after explaining this thing, that those that who follow Fiqh Council of America's timetable, that their fasting is fine, their fasting is complete, and their fasting is valid. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward them on the basis of their intention, that they are following an opinion that is based upon Quran and Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And those brothers and sisters that who follow the other opinion, that they stop eating 10 minutes or 15 minutes or maybe half an hour. In some cases, it is half an hour or maybe more than half an hour. There are some people, they stop eating half an hour before what we do or what our calendars they do. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them for their intentions, for stopping eating at that time. But those that who keep eating until that our timetable is, our Fiqh Council of North America's timetable is, that their fasting is valid with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Very good answer. Jazakallah, Imam Saeed Qureshi, for that beautiful answer, especially in terms of valuing every school of thought and every opinion, because as imams we need to have ittihad bain al-muslimin, unity amongst Muslims, and we should not tell anybody, like you said, beautiful advice you gave, that we should not tell anybody that you are wrong or I'm right, or you are right, I'm wrong. So alhamdulillah, it's almost time for Isha. We need to conclude today's session. Jazakallah khair, brothers and sisters, for your questions and for your tuning and listening. And Jazakallah khair to you, Imam Saeed Qureshi. Thank you so much for coming tonight. And now I will ask very humbly if you can make, inshallah, dua and conclude our program, inshallah.
Inshallah. Let us, brothers and sisters, recite the Fatiha one time. That we have been requested that some brothers who have passed away, we will pray for them, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen. اللهم يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك ولعظيم سلطانك. سبحانك اللهم لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Ramadan al-Mubarak is coming. Last Ramadan al-Mubarak, we missed our masajid, we missed our tarawih, we missed halaqat in the masajid, and we have missed so many things there at al-Qadr in the masjid. And this year we beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the bottom of our heart, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide opportunity during this month of Ramadan al-Mubarak, that we are able to perform salah in Salat al-Tarawih. And moreover, that we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we perform Salat al-Tarawih the way we used to perform Salat al-Tarawih, shoulder to shoulder. And we pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us those blessings again, His grace and His fadl again in our masajid. And our masajid are open completely. We pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us during this month of Shaban, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a life that we are able to witness the month of Ramadan al-Mubarak. Allahumma barik lana fi Shaban. Allahumma ballighna Ramadan. Allahumma ballighna Ramadan. Allahumma inna fihi ala siyami wal qiyam was salati wa qira'ati al-Quran Let us pray for all those brothers and sisters that who are sick. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cure them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them shifa. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم يا شافي الامراض اشفهم شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم اشفهم شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم اشفهم شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم اشفهم شفاء لا يغادر سقما. We pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove this pandemic from us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cure all those that who are infected with the virus, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect those that who are not infected. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من سيء الأسقام. اللهم ادفع عنا البلاء والوباء. اللهم إن هذا الوباء جند من جنودك تصيب به من تشاء وتصرفه عن من تشاء. اللهم فاصرفه عنا عن بيوتنا وعن أهلنا وعن أزواجنا وذرياتنا وبلادنا وبلاد المسلمين. وأنت خير حافظا وأنت أرحم الراحمين. اللهم احفظنا وأنت خير الحافظين. Let's pray for all those brothers and sisters, our parents, our friends, our relatives, our teachers that who have passed away. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy upon them. And those brothers that who have asked them to pray for their loved ones, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala especially forgive them. اللهم اغفر لحينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا. اللهم من أحييته منا فأحيه على الإسلام. اللهم من توفيته منا فتوفه على الإيمان. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم. اللهم عافهم واعف عنهم. اللهم واكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم. اللهم اجعل قبورهم روضة من رياض الجنة. اللهم اجعل قبورهم روضة من رياض الجنة. اللهم اجعل قبورهم روضة من رياض الجنة. Ramadan al-Mubarak is coming. We pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the faith that we are able to connect with the Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the faith to recite the Quran, to practice the Quran, and to implement the Quran in our life. اللهم نور قلوبنا بالقرآن وزين أخلاقنا بالقرآن ونجنا من النار بالقرآن وادخلنا في الجنة بالقرآن. اللهم اجعل القرآن لنا في الدنيا قرينا وفي القبر مونسا وعلى الصراط نورا وفي الجنة رفيقا ومن النار سترا وحجابا. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
Ameen. Jazakallah khairan so much, Imam Saeed Qureshi, for taking time out, inshallah. May Allah bless you and your health, your wealth, and your family, inshallah. And we hope you have a very blessed Ramadan and a very good Taraweeh in Masjid Darul, inshallah.
Ameen. Jazakallah. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's my pleasure. Jazakallah khairan. Barakallah fikum.
Assalamu alaikum.